God, what a crock of shit. All right. Hey. Hello. Oh, look what shirt I'm wearing. Look what shirt I'm wearing. Am I a petty bitch? No, I'm actually not. But, I can be. But yes. I'm sure there's a certain individual watching this stream who decided to try to pretend like they own the fucking Phantom name and claim that I ripped off their video, even though I've been doing these videos for 6 years and they've been doing them for a month, and they're trying to say that I ripped off their stuff and they're gonna sue me and contact their lawyer because their company owns the rights to the Phantom name, which is bullshit. I checked with the U.S. trademark offices. There is no company that owns the Phantom name. The last company to own it was Europro when they were called Europro. The trademark is dead on both of the Phantom trademarks. And this person was like, "My company owns it," and I'm like, "What company? What's the name of your company?" "It's an LLC." "Okay, what's the name of your company?" And he's like, I'm not interested in you acting like a child." I'm like, "Okay, bitch." That's not what I said, but that's basically what it came off as. So, yeah. So, yeah, and I have no problem putting people on blast if they're going to be an absolute douche to me. So, so this very interesting individual said, "Yo, you aren't allowed to use my logo. You use it and I will sue you. You've been warned. I saw your video for the first time around of you copying my content, which I ignored. But you aren't going to be selling Phantom shirts when my company owns the rights to it. I'll be sending this to my lawyer just so everyone's on the same page." And they went back and forth. "My company owns the Phantom logo." "What company?" "I own an LC," which is. And I'll show you this shit too. "My company owns the Phantom logo." "What company?" "I own an LLC," which is. "Look, man, I'm not really in the mood for small talk. I know you've been. God, you can't see that. I know you've been snooping my channel and ripping ideas and stuff, and it's not cool." And I said false because I have not been watching this person's content. I watched one video, which I didn't even know at the time because they didn't say what channel they had. I didn't even know what channel they had. "That Dyson review was a blatant copy of my video. You even got my cord thing too, lol." And I'm like, "Why is there an lol in there if this person's serious?" And I said, "Which review? I don't know what you're referring to." And he just said, "Look, I'm not here to argue like children. If you continue this behavior, this will result in a lawsuit. I would encourage you to grow up and stop this at once." You probably can't see that at all because it doesn't want to focus. Saying that I copied him on the DC03 review. And I said, "I'm simply asking you a question. If you want to be rude and refuse to answer when you're the one jumping down my throat, then I don't know what to tell you. If you want to tell me the name of your company so I can verify the trademark, then I'll oblige." Which is perfectly fair. Because, yeah, I don't think it's unfair to ask, okay, if you're making the claim that you own this trademark, then show me the receipts. Now, I wouldn't even ask for the receipts if he was nice about it. If he messaged me and said, "Hey, man, just so you know, my company actually owns the rights to the trademark now. So if you could not sell those shirts because I am actually planning on selling them, and I actually own the trademark now. Here's the trademark." Then I'd be perfectly okay with that. But the problem is that he's lying. He's full of shit. He does not own the trademark. I know he doesn't own the trademark because here's the thing: if he did own the trademark, then the first thing he would have said is, "Here's the link to the trademark that I own. Here's my company. Here's the proof that I own said company." And then he would say, "Please stop. If this doesn't stop, then I'll pursue legal action." But if you're just immediately jumping into it, he's trying to scare me. This dipshit, who, by the way, this guy runs the channel Phantom Technologies. He's got about 4 or 5 videos up right now. They're all demos. He's got an 11 amp, a 10 amp. He has a Vectron. Unsubscribe to his channel because he's a piece of shit. Because if you're going to do this, because here's the thing. And I've learned this after dealing with Bray. I've learned this after dealing with Corbin. You don't fuck with me. You don't fuck with me. I don't take this shit kindly. I'm not a pushover like I used to be. I am not a pussy. If you try to do this shit and you try to strong arm me into not doing something and you're just going to be an asshole about it, then you can go fuck yourself. You don't have a lawyer. You don't own the goddamn patent. I know for a fact you don't because I checked the U.S. trademark offices. Unless you're somehow telling me that that's somehow incorrect, which if you're going to start selling the Phantom shirts and you're going to try to get your lawyer involved, then you would think that you would have those ducks in a row first, because otherwise you have zero legal ground to stand on, and I'm going to win that case every fucking day of the week. So no, I'm not going to deal with this shit. If you're going to come to me as someone who I thought was a friend, I considered you a friend, I respected you, I cared for you, and I was about to drop $500, $600 on one or two of your Phantoms. So congratulations, dipshit, you just burned a bridge. You burned a bridge with the biggest, and I'm not saying this to like toot my own horn, but objectively, you burned the bridge with the biggest Phantom channel on this platform, and what do you have to show for it? Now 19 people now know that you're full of shit, and what do you have to show for it? Because here's the thing. Let's say best case scenario. Let's say worst case scenario from his perspective. I sold a couple shirts to my friends. And he also wanted to sell some shirts, so he sold a couple to his friends. Oh no, he lost out on 2, 3, 4, 5 $30 shirt sales, when I start selling these shirts, they're going to be at least $30, if not more, because my cost on these are $18, $19, $20 a piece before shipping. So unfortunately, that unless I go to a cheaper shirt material or a cheaper screen print, or I get them in China, where God knows how many children are making these, then yeah, obviously I'll be able to sell them for cheaper. But I don't want to do that. I want to actually use good quality shirts. I want to use good quality logos. My coworker vectored this himself, rebuilt this logo. This is not the original Phantom logo just copied. It's a PNG that we rebuilt into a vector. And we even edited it multiple times since this design. He doesn't own this. He doesn't. He's full of shit. And I told him this. And I even said, because I asked him, I said, I'm genuinely asking, I'm not trying to be rude, you're trying to escalate this, and I don't understand why. And he said, because you're making me angry. I know the game you're trying to play here, and I'm telling you that I ain't playing games. Right there, he lost my respect. The entire time, I was cordial, I was respectful, I asked questions. Because he's obviously making this large claim that I'm stealing his content, which doesn't make any sense. Because, first off, the idea of a vacuum demo where I'm panning around the machine and I've got the camera in one spot and I'm vacuuming, that's not even my idea. If anyone owns it, it's Fan of Vacuums 2, because he was doing those videos before I did. And I've been doing them for 6 years. So if Fan of Vacuums 2 has been doing those for 10 years, and I've been doing them for 6 years, how the fuck can this person come by and say that he owns them after doing the videos for a month? That's trash. Because if he really was concerned about his patent and he truly owned this design, then he wouldn't even mention that, because if a lawyer tried to look at these texts and tried to go after it, it's sloppy. It's sloppy and it's unprofessional. And it's not gonna go anywhere in court. So it's like, Yuri, I'm not fucking, if that's even your real name, I'm not fucking stupid. I know how this shit works. You had no reason to come at me like that. You very easily could have been nice and cordial and said, hey man, I know you were planning on selling the Phantom shirts. I was wanting to sell them too. Is there any way that you could just let me sell them so that way I can make the money off it? Because honestly, I probably would have been okay with that. I was like, you know what, that's fine. The people that I already promised the shirts to, I'll let them know that you're doing it too. I'll let them make their decision, and I won't put them out more broadly. That's what I would have done. And I would have happily obliged. And guess what, dude? You wouldn't have burned the bridge with me, and you still would have made $400, $500, $600 on me whenever your refurbished Phantoms are ready. And because I was going to buy at least 1 or 2 Furies. I was going to buy at least one of his Furies, possibly a Cyclone if he got one too, because he told me he was planning on rebuilding these. And to be fair, to his credit, because this has nothing to do with him as a person or this chat, based on the videos that I saw from the Phantom Technologies channel, a lot of the machines that he had that he did restore, they look gorgeous. Some of them look damn near brand new. So I'm actually very confident in his ability to do that. So here's the thing. Even if you lost, because let's assume the profit per shirt is $10. If you lost $50 in profit because I sold 5 shirts to my friends, why does it make sense? Just objectively, let's cool down for a sec. Why does it make sense to burn the bridge with me when I would have bought 2 machines, at least 1 machine, and you can't tell me that he was going to sell them for less than $300, if not $400 or $500. I don't know what his pricing would have been, but regardless, I would have bought one even at $500. And for the quality that he was, articulating. So it's like, if he lost $50, to me, but then turn around and sold me a machine for $400 and gained an extra $350 on top of that, how does that make any sense? Because he just burned that bridge with me, and that's assuming that nobody sees this interaction and isn't aware of it, and that doesn't cost him more business. So congratulations, dude. You decided to burn a bridge with me for no reason. I've been nothing but nice to you. I got along with you. I thought we were friends. Because we were talking about Phantoms, we were ranting about the 360 and talking about the games that we liked, and we were ranting about other stuff. I thought we were genuine friends. And this came out of nowhere. There was nothing that led up to this. There was no, hey man, can we talk about this? Nothing. Just immediate hostility. And again, I can show you all the message. Everyone that's in my Discord server, you can see the messages. And if you're not in the server, I apologize. But literally, I showed you this. The first thing. Oh, there's themes and shit here too. Which I blocked him at this point, because it's like, yeah, I don't deserve this shit. I'm not gonna put up with that shit. Because it's obvious that, because here's the thing. Here's the thing with any of these people. Every accusation is a confession. Every accusation is a confession. Like, I'm not here to argue like children if you blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I'm getting angry and all this shit. I'm not playing games. Yeah, I know. You know that I'm not playing games because you're the one playing games. You're accusing me of doing the exact same shit that you're doing. Come on, man. This is trash. And look, to be fair, I'll be honest. I said, look, I won't sell the shirts if it upsets you that much. If you're already selling them, that's great. Saves me the trouble. Where can we buy a shirt? Because here, I'll show you that text. You probably can't see it because it's super fucking blurry. And look, I don't mind putting people on blast. Is there really no sound? Have you guys not been able to hear any of this? No fucking way. Have you guys not been able to hear any of this? No fucking way. No, there's sound. It just sounds like shit for some reason. Is this using the wrong... No, it's using the right mic. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay. Because look, I don't believe in leaking DMs or anything like that, but if you're going to do this shit, you deserve to be put on blast. I'd be embarrassed if I talked to one of my friends like this. If any of you guys in the chat, if I ever talk to you like this, I give you full permission to put me on blast, because this is bullshit. You don't talk to a friend like this. You don't talk to another when you're a grown adult, you don't talk to another grown adult. And yeah, and I even said, where can I buy a shirt? Because if he's telling the truth that he owns the patents and he's already got shirts and that's why he doesn't want me to sell him, where are the shirts? So I can buy one. And I can tell all my friends to buy one. I said that. He read the message, didn't respond. Didn't respond. He was online, didn't respond. And I'm like, okay, you're full of shit. Because guess what? I'm not fucking stupid. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to scare me. You're trying to make me panic because I've got anxiety, I've got autism, I've got all that shit. You're trying to make me panic and drop the idea out of fear of some weird legal repercussion or even just burning a bridge because you think I'm going to back down. And then you're going to swoop in and sell everyone the same exact shirts that I'm going to make. And that's it. You're just going to burn a bridge and treat one of your friends like shit just to make $10 5 times. It's that much of a big deal to you? And no, I am going to sell the shirts because go fuck yourself. Because I know that you're full of shit. Because again, at any point, you could have told me the name of your company. Literally, when he said, because I want to point this out because this is ridiculous. He talks about me growing up. And then I said, if you want to tell me the name of your company so I can verify the trademark, then I'll oblige. And you know what he says? He says, you want verification, huh? Last I checked, I don't care how long your company's name is. It would have been less effort to simply say the name of your company. If you're actually a professional person that's running a legitimate company, then when I said, if you want to tell, and I quote, this is my quote, if you want to tell me the name of your company so I can verify the trademark, then I'll oblige. That should be the easiest thing in the world. He should have read that message, calmed down for a sec, assuming he's genuinely angry. I think he's just full of shit. Because if he is angry, I don't give a shit if he's angry, because you have no reason to be angry. You're the one jumping down my throat. If anything, I should be the one that's angry, because you're jumping down my throat for no fucking reason. I've had him on Messenger for years, for at least a year and a half, if not 2 years. So at any point, he could have messaged me and been like, hey man, can we talk about this? I would have been like, absolutely. But, like, I'm not doing anything right now, let's chat, what's up? He could have jumped on a phone call. He has all my info. He could have jumped on a phone call. He probably has me on Discord too, maybe? I don't know, but he at least has me on here. He could have been like, hey man, can I call you for a sec? And I'd be like, sure. And we could have duked it out. And I'd be like, hey man, look, nobody owns the rights to the video style that I'm doing. And as far as the logo, like, look man, if you really want to sell shirts that badly, then I don't need to sell these. I'll just keep the one that I made. I made one more already, and I've got 4 logos already, but I suppose I can just put those on shirts and just keep them. I don't have to sell them technically, even though they're already, I've already got the logos. I got to get more shirts, so I could just not sell those and just keep those privately and just give them away for free to people, so I'm not making any money. Who is this guy that we're talking about, and what's the name? So his name on Facebook is Yuri Hetfield. Please don't pester him, obviously, but his channel name is Dual Cyclonic. No, it's not Dual Cyclonic. Holy shit, no. Dual Cyclonic's a great friend of mine. He's amazing. Holy shit. No. It's Phantom Technologies. Phantom Technologies. Let me pull it up real quick. So... it's this guy. Again, you probably can't see that. Here, let me pull it up on my computer. Let me pop the chat out real quick. So yes, Phantom Technologies. He's got 22 subscribers right now. I project that'll probably go down a little bit. Because look, man, you don't have to unsubscribe. I'm not telling you guys to do anything. Leave him alone. Don't say anything to him, obviously. I don't believe in sending audiences after people. That's a shit thing to do. If you do that, then fuck off. Seriously. Leave him alone. Don't say anything to him. Don't be like, you're a piece of shit. No. Don't harass him. Don't do anything. Just understand that this is who you're dealing with. If he starts selling shirts and you want to buy one of his shirts over me, maybe they're cheaper, maybe they're better quality, I don't know. Go ahead. Do whatever you want. But just know this is the person you're dealing with. This is a person who claims that he owns a company. And for the record, the only thing that he owns, to my knowledge, and I don't even know if this is true, because in his channel, he has a link to phantomtechnologies.net, and it's a link to a Squarespace site that's parked. So he doesn't even own that domain anymore. Or at the very least, like, he hasn't been paying the domain dues, so he doesn't have access to it right now. So he doesn't own anything Phantom, other than the physical machines that he owns. TR, what have I missed? This dipshit. So this guy, Phantom Technologies, has got 21 subscribers. Hey, we're making progress. So basically... So this dude... again, you have to scroll back in the thing. But the gist is that he jumped down my throat today in DMs and said, he said, and I'll read this verbatim again. So 2:44 p.m. today. Yo, you aren't allowed to use my logo. You use it and I will sue you. You've been warned. I saw your video the first time around of you copying my content, of which I ignored, but you aren't going to be selling Phantom shirts when my company owns the rights to it. I will be sending this to my lawyer just so everyone's on the same page. And I'm actually going to read all these verbatim, just so you get the full context. At 4:01 p.m., I sent a question mark. And then I said, I'm confused. What is this about? I didn't copy anyone's logo. Phantom has been out of business since 2001. My coworker created the vector himself from rebuilding the logo assets from a PNG. This whole thing has been in progress for many months. It's not a recent thing. And the next message. What made you believe I stole your idea? I'd happily clear up any miscommunication. I don't exactly appreciate the assumptions being thrown around when you've been perfectly capable of reaching out to me at any point for clarification. It's a valid point for me. He said, my company owns the Phantom logo. And I said, what company? He said, I own an LLC. I said, which is? And he said, look, man, I'm not really in the mood for small talk. I know you've been snooping my channel and ripping ideas and stuff, and it's not cool. And that was kind of a loaded statement. I didn't really know how to respond to it because it is false. I have not been doing that. I haven't been copying anyone's ideas. So I said false because it's false. And again, just so you know, there's the receipts for that part. Here's the messages. Here's the messages that I sent. So you can fact check that. And the very first messages that he sent. I know it's blurry, but you can still kind of get the rough idea of what it says. You can still tell what the words are though. And he said, and the next thing, ooh, dinner's ready. And then the next thing he said, that Dyson review was a blatant copy of my video. You even got my cord thing too, LOL. So I'm not sure why he was so serious and then threw the LOL. And I said, which review? I generally don't know what you're referring to because I've done like fucking 20 Dyson reviews. I just did 2 recently, the 15 and the 03, so I don't even know which one he's referring to. And he said, look, I'm not here to argue like children. If you continue this behavior, this will result in a lawsuit. I would encourage you to grow up and stop this at once. And then he sent me the DC03 silent overview and natural dirt demo. I just noticed this now. Dumbass, that's not even a review. You said Dyson review. That wasn't even true. You didn't even get that. How many times have I complained about people calling things reviews when they're not a review? I'm like, you're trying to tell me in legalese, you're trying to like form the breadcrumbs to form a lawsuit and you can't even get the basic language correct? And again, there's the receipts. Again, I know it's blurry, but you can still tell what it says. He said, I'm talking about this video. I said, I'm simply asking you a question. If you want to be rude and refuse to answer when you're the one jumping down my throat, then I don't know what to tell you. If you want to tell me the name of your company so I can verify the trademark, then I'll oblige. And he said, you want verification, huh? I'm like, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, he's full of shit because that should have been the thing that should have snapped him out of it and been like, oh, okay, he's genuinely asking. He actually wants to make amends on this. Here's the name of my company. Here's the website where you can view the trademark, where it's been active ever since this date. And there you go. It's a perfectly valid question. If you're claiming that you own this trademark, then me asking for the receipts is more than valid, which I wouldn't have even done had he not jumped down my throat and immediately been hostile for no reason. But I'm like, no, if you're going to be like this, then yeah, show me the receipts, because I obviously don't believe you. Because you're obviously being intentionally, well, I guess malicious, yeah, but you're intentionally trying to scare me and trying to get me to panic and cut off the idea of the shirts, for all that. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta go do something real quick. But, yeah, I'm genuinely asking. I'm not trying to be rude. Yeah, so give me one sec. But yeah, I'm generally asking, I'm not trying to be rude, you're trying to escalate this and I don't understand why. He says, because you're making me angry and I know the game you're trying to play and I'm not playing those games. So, so let me I'll be right back for one sec. I gotta go get some pasta. Talk amongst yourselves. Phantom Technologies got 21 subscribers right now, about 4 videos. You'll find it, I'm sure. Couldn't even find his channel at first because I thought it was YDK, but apparently that's a different thing. So I don't know. Anyways, I'll be right back. I just have YouTube. That's all I have. I don't have Instagram or anything else as far as content. All right. Okay, I'm back. So, sorry, I haven't been literally reading any of the chats. I just blew right into this, but this is honestly interesting. So honestly, this is giving me content, so I don't mind. Hello again. Technical difficulties is probably why the stream ended. That was correct. What's up? No, you're not petty. OMG Phantom. Love your shirt. Very happy you wore that given what the dude said. LOL. Funnily enough, I was still wearing this shirt. I'll be honest, I've been wearing this shirt for the past 2 days. Sorry. Because I recorded that video and uploaded it that night, and I wore this the next day. So, yeah. Oopsies. Well, wait, no, it's been a few days since then. No, okay, I actually wore a different shirt, and then I wore this one again. So, actually, yeah, I misremembered that. But yeah, so yeah, so just to clarify, we're at the part about him saying that he's angry, which I already showed the receipts for that. I'm gonna respond to the chats and then we'll go back to this. But yeah, you're super petty. No, not really. Yeah. I have music playing in my background. Donovan, Phantom went bankrupt in 2001 and Europro bought the name and logos. If anyone can sue you, it's Europro. You're not starting a company using the logo, so if I'm correct, nothing could happen. And again, according to the Patent and Trademark Office, both of those are dead. Which, from what I understand, I mean, dead to me says that it's up in the air. Like, that doesn't mean, because literally both the trademarks, and I can even, yeah. So one of them says abandoned, and one of them says canceled, and they're both owned by Europro. So him saying that he owns the patents, bullshit. Literally bullshit. In fact, let me pull up. So first let me pull up his channel. So, you know, again, don't harass him or anything. Oh my God, go to YouTube. Please don't harass him. I'm just letting you know who the person is. So let's see. So Phantom Techno. Wow, I can't type on this keyboard. Whenever there's spaghetti in the way. So Phantom Technologies. Apparently there's 2 of these. But that one's engineering, yeah. 20 subscribers. Oh, that's funny. And the funny thing is that I actually didn't know that this was his channel. So had he not tried to accuse me of stealing his content and gone out of his way to tell me what his channel was, I wouldn't have even been able to like accurately affect his subscriber count, because I wouldn't have remembered what channel he had. So thank you for pointing it out, because you just had too much of an ego and you just couldn't let it slide. So, because again, you don't own the vacuum demo concept of panning a camera up and down on a machine. You don't own that shit. I don't own that shit. Phantom Vacuums 2 doesn't own that shit. But if anyone owned that shit, it would be him, because he did it first. It's just stupid. And so no, I'm not being petty. I'm calling someone out because they play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And Yuri, again, if that's even your name, this is the stupid prize that you're winning. Because you wanted to go after me. And frankly, I don't deserve that shit. Nobody deserves that shit. And you don't deserve to put someone else through that shit unnecessarily. You don't own shit. So congratulations. Not only did you burn a bridge with one of the... I mean, again, I'm not going to like toot my own horn. But not only did you burn a bridge with me, who is technically the biggest vacuum YouTuber that gives a shit about Phantoms, to my knowledge, because most of the other channels are dormant now, but you lost a sale from me. You lost at least 1 or 2 potential future sales from me, so you cost yourself a few sales. Now, sure, they're Phantoms. You're gonna sell them either way. I'm not under any illusion, so I guess in your eyes, you're not burning that bridge because someone else will just buy the ones that I would have bought. Sure. But people now see you for your true colors, and the people that know aren't going to buy shit from you, whether it's a shirt or a vacuum cleaner. So, sorry, that's just kind of how it is. If you're going to be a piece of shit for no reason, when I didn't deserve that shit, and you could have still gotten what you wanted and gotten me to not make these shirts if you were just nice about it and you approached it in an entirely different way. You did everything wrong in this interaction. I gave you so many opportunities to step back. Cool off, come back, apologize, and tell me how you really felt. And you didn't. Because after 30 minutes of that shit, of you saying, I know the game you're trying to play, and I will admit, this is the one time where maybe I said something I shouldn't have. The first thing I said was, you have no reason to be angry. Now, I still stand by that. That's still true. But the way I said it, when you say it over text, it could come across as rude. So I apologize if that came across as rude. But you understand the circumstances. So I'm still not going to apologize for what I said because I was right about it. You have no reason to be angry. And I said, I'm still being respectful and trying to understand your frustration so I can address your concerns. I'm being met with unnecessary hostility, and I don't understand why. And I said next, which I'm walking this statement back, I said, I won't sell the shirts if it upsets you that much. If you're already selling them, that's great. Saves me the trouble. Where can we buy a shirt? No response. No response. For a half hour, no response. And I'm like, wait, so if you're selling shirts, why aren't you grabbing the link and sending it to me and show me where I can show people your shirts? Oh, wait, you can't because there aren't any. Because you're full of shit. Because, again, it takes more effort to, like, make fun of me and saying that I'm immature and saying that I'm being a child and all that. That takes way more effort. And gives you way worse of a legal case than just simply sending me the information. You don't have a lawyer. How old are you? Aren't you my age? You probably can't afford a fucking lawyer. I know I sure as shit can't. So, alright. Anyways, I'm going to finish the rest of these chats and then I'll go into the very last message that I sent to him. So again, this channel, Phantom Technologies, 20 subscribers. It was 22 at the start of this stream. Can we get these, any of you who subscribe to him? Again, you don't have to subscribe. In fact, I'm subscribed. Holy shit, let's unsubscribe. There we go. It still says 20 though, which is funny, which I guess if I refresh, it should be, yep, 19 subscribers. Yep. So, you just burned a bridge. Congratulations, dude. And this Vectron's actually super cool. And I want to watch this video, but I'm not going to out of principle. So, yeah. And again, let me pull this up. Because, again, if somehow despite all of this, I'm still wrong, and he can prove to me through some other mode of communication, he can prove to me that I'm wrong, I will still refrain from selling these. But I have no reason to believe, based on this interaction, that he is correct about any of this. Let's see. U.S. trademark records. I know it's somewhere. Search our trademark database. All right. Trademark search system. You were on the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Trademark search system. Why aren't you opening? My internet's being crap right now. I apologize. While that loads, let's grab all of these comments. I find it funny how he mentions a cord thing in your video. He doesn't even own the rights to taking the cord off a vacuum, LMAO. I was trying to figure out what he meant by that. Does he mean me showing the cord while it's still on the machine? Does he mean me pulling the cord off the hook? Does he mean me plugging it into the wall? I don't know what he means. None of those make any sense. He didn't articulate it. I even asked him to articulate it, and he didn't. He just got upset. So, that's on him. That's not on me. I tried to genuinely address his concerns, because I don't believe in... I mean, sure, objectively, I should have just blocked him the second he sent the message. But I genuinely... Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe he genuinely did own it. Maybe I wasn't aware. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, especially if I've been friends with them for a couple years. I don't believe in burning bridges with people. That's why I didn't block him for 30 minutes, because I was like, I want to give him a chance to respond. And, finally come back after 30 minutes after he'd cooled down and, got over his anger. And come back and whittle it back, apologize, explain the whole situation in proper terms, and I would have still done it. I understand some people get angry, and some people, they say things they don't mean when they get angry. I will never for the life of me understand it, because to me that tells me that you're obviously not mature enough to run a company, if that is the case. If you're going after former friends, because because again, best case scenario, if this is how he's treating me, then imagine how much how bad he would treat a customer of his $400-ish. Again, I'm spitballing on the price because I don't know what he would charge for them. But on a semi $400 refurbished Phantom, if someone gets one and has a problem with it, how is he gonna respond to them with the same amount of vitriol? If someone buys a t-shirt and it gets lost in shipping, is he gonna jump down their throat and threaten to sue them because they're hurting his brand or something? I'm just saying, like, these are perfectly valid questions to ask. So, okay, back to the comment, or back to the chat. W&V guy, this is from 10/8/16. This is an old chat. I'm sorry, I'm very far behind. W&V guy, he sounds like a complete bullshit, petty-ass liar who doesn't have a life with no bitches and is full of shit. Damn, that's spicy. I was able to read the messages, and the messages don't make sense. Plus, he don't own it. Yeah. Vac attack. What did you say, Bray? I remember I tried to buy a vacuum for someone named Bray's Vacuums and offered me to respond. Oh yeah, he's scammy. He's a piece. He scammed me, and then he was bragging to other people about how much of a dumbass I was, or he said dumbass or dipshit, something like that. He was literally I got DMs from someone else where he was literally making fun of me for even asking a question about it, which was incredibly disrespectful and immature. Like, he's like, "Oh, you had it for this long, and and I never had a problem with it." And it's like, meanwhile, he intentionally ripped out the bag when he sold it to me with a bag, so that way I wouldn't be able to test it properly because he knew that it was bullshit. Because I'm not fucking stupid. I figured that out from a mile away. So he did that intentionally. You know, that's the best assumption I can make, especially based off of his behavior afterwards. Because if he's going to act like that afterwards, then why would I give him the benefit of the doubt before? So he sold me a junk vacuum for over $100, and then made fun of me whenever I confronted him, politely confronted him with questions about why it wasn't working correctly. So, and he's done this to a lot of people as well. Bray is not a moral person. And obviously Corbin, I had issues with him in the past. I think I've told that story before too. Again, I don't know why people decide to burn bridges with me. It doesn't make any sense. I'm one of the most forgiving people you will ever talk to. I have no reason to. I just don't understand it. Just the way you conduct yourself goes a long way. And then Rick Hoover, he claims he stole his style of videos is just fucking funny, since his video style is never fucking new. Ooh, a cord hook turning. Never seen that before. Yeah, exactly. Like, I still don't even know what part of the cord he's talking about. Because even if it was me plugging it into the wall, which I don't think Van Vacuums 2 shows, technically speaking, with that DC-03, I plugged it into a power transformer, not into the wall. So even by that own definition, it'd be transformative enough, even if that was the case, which it's not. So it's dumb. But yeah, Donovan, what proves that he's lying is the fact that he refused to provide evidence, and when you asked for it, he said, "I don't like small talk," and then said, "You want proof, huh?" Exactly. I just showed that. It would have been less effort on his part to send me the proof than to just make fun of me after he just said that I was the one being childish and immature. Because again, every accusation is a confession. Anytime someone acts like that, every accusation is a confession. Donovan Curtis, if it was real, the first thing he would have done is provide evidence that he owns the company. Precisely. I asked him 3 times, what's the name of your company? What's the name of your LLC? Didn't say it. He just kept describing more details about what the company is, but not giving me a name. No info. Vacuum Collector 2024. If there's only one person I'd be buying those Phantom shirts, is going to be from you, Chance. Like I said, if he starts selling shirts and you want to buy from him, that is your prerogative. Go ahead. But just understand what it took for him to get to that point. He was trying, instead of him trying to sell his own shirts and letting the market decide, he tried to strong arm me into basically getting rid of his competition. Which not only tells me that he is a dishonest player and a dishonest person, but it also tells me that he isn't confident in his own product. Because if it's the case that he's making Phantom shirts and he doesn't want, and he wants to sell more than I do, then make a better shirt. Make it with better quality materials. Make it with, again, I haven't sold a single one yet. He doesn't even know. This could be a shit shirt. This could be a terrible quality for all he knows. But yeah. Donovan, I was gonna buy a Fury from him, but that ain't happening anymore. Okay, thanks for the heads up, Rick. Donovan, another 250 he has lost from throwing a fit. Vacuum Collector 2024. Screw him and sell the shirts on your YouTube channel store. That will happen later this year. That's the other funny thing. He doesn't even know when I'm going to start selling the shirts. I'm not going to start selling them tomorrow. I'm probably going to sell them like next month. Like at the soonest. So it's like, if he wants to make shirts, he could just get them out now and beat me to the punch. And sell a bunch of shirts. Because there's a bunch of people that have been asking me for them for months. So if I lag and I take too much time, which I'll be honest, I have, and he swoops in and sells a bunch of shirts, that's capitalism, baby. Go right ahead. Be my guest. More awesome shirts out there. I'm not going to complain. It saves. I'm not, what? Best case scenario, I sell these for $35 and I make $10 a shirt? Like, best case scenario? Like, and I sell 5 of them or something, like that's still less than a single vacuum sale. So it's like, okay, if he cuts down on my margin of that, big deal. I don't care. I'm even though I'm hurting a lot financially this month, I'll be honest about that. Is $50 gonna break me? No. Again, there's so many other ways he could have gone about this, and I would have had, and not only would I have not more respect from him, have a lot more respect for him, but I would have obliged. But he chose to just do this, which is really strange and really dishonest. Rick, wasn't there one time we opened a vacuum and parts were broken as well as gum all over it? Probably. I can't remember. Rick Hoover says yes. Yeah. No one can hear you. I've been hearing loud and clear. Put them all over the internet saying it's a POS Facebook. I'm not going to blast them on social media. I don't believe in that. I'm just telling you guys because this is our industry. Hell, I would even upload the shirts on the internet. Yeah. He would have sent proof of the first message if he actually had any rights to Phantom. Exactly. That's the point I've been making the whole time. Just to make him even more mad. Let's just say this. You can sell the shirts. This dipshit can fuck himself to hell. Again, I wasn't going to be that colorful, but fair enough. Donovan, I'll buy 2 now to prove a point. Good, I've got buyers. I've got 4 logo. I got 4 logos sitting at my work whenever I go back from vacation. So I can order the shirts, like the actual shirts to put, because the logos are, it's a heat press. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, vacuum cleaner. Yeah, I'll also buy 2 right now. There's 4 right there. They're the 4 are already taken care of, and that's with the backlog of people. Hey, honestly, Yuri, thank you so much. You just helped me exponentially. You fucked yourself over, and honestly, maybe more people should lash out at me over DMs because clearly this is helping. So, hey, bring it on. But yeah, Rick Hoover, full of hot air with empty threats. I know I'm super far back in the chat, guys. I apologize. I need to eat this spaghetti. But yeah. So, who is the guy that we're talking about? What's the name? Phantom Technologies. You haven't heard that name either. Or to make sure I'm unsubscribed from this baboon fool. Jesus Christ. You don't have to be that colorful. Oh. Alright, I'm back. Okay. When you sell the shirts, upload the link. We got your back chance. Yeah, thanks. If he is the proclaimed owner of Phantom, why does he not have a verified website? Exactly! The Squarespace link is parked. Look at this shit. Back to this. PhantomTechnologies.net. Squarespace. Website expired. This account has expired. If you're the site owner, click below to log in. He doesn't even own the website. And it's Squarespace, which, hey, no disrespect for Squarespace. If it's still, if you've got, if that's how you're doing it, that's great. PhantomVacuums.net. Parked. Not even parked, it's expired. Is that even different than that? Is that another level of parked? Like, is expired imply that he hasn't paid it long enough that he doesn't have the domain anymore? Because the fact that it's giving me a login tells me that he still owns it. It's just parked because he probably hasn't been paying it, like the Squarespace fee, like the Squarespace subscription. So like, yeah, he is just a boomer. Yeah. I thought Europro owned Phantom. Yep, I'm gonna get to that in just a sec. What an unintelligent individual. Yeah, apparently, I suppose. I wasn't going to go that far, but I mean, obviously, this is not an intelligent way of going about this conversation, at least. I'm not going to call him personally unintelligent because that's irrelevant to the discussion, and frankly, I have no way of confirming or denying that. Rick Hoover, why do some Phantom collectors always turn into a piece of shit? Oh yeah, there's plenty of good ones out there though. There's Jordan, there's Michael, there's Mitchell, um, Donovan, obviously. Um, I'm sorry if I'm not remembering everybody, but there's plenty. There's definitely that's already way more than this guy, so that's fine. Let's see. If he's not paying permits, then yeah, he's done. Probably he's not paid the domain permits. Yeah, probably. What I would have done is what? Is I would have beated him off. I don't think that means what you think it means. Um, let's see. Oh fuck! I just lost it. Where was it? Of course, yeah. That's the thing that I end on, and then I can't. And then it refreshes. Tr. This guy clearly has too much time on his hands, and he's clearly a malicious individual. Shame on him. Exactly. Rick Hoover. Legal threats for petty reasons is a line you do not cross. Yeah, any lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but any lawyer that looked at those messages wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I can guarantee you that. Cool off for a bit, chance. Oh, I'm fine now. I'm not mad. I was just kind of like energetic because I'm like, yeah, drama, yeah, content, fuck yeah. Uh, I thought it was illegal for misuse of a computer electronic device. I don't fucking know. Can't people get in trouble for making false claims or accusations? I'm not gonna push it. I don't care enough to. Like I said, I can't afford a lawyer. This dipshit can't afford a lawyer. I don't care. I know he's full of shit. I'm not even gonna entertain it. It's not serious. That's all it is. Again, if it was serious, he would have sent me all that info. When he had the chance, when he had multiple chances to. At any point, he could have came back. Even after that entire interaction, 30 minutes later, he could have came back and said all this. So you know what? I'm gonna go to the chats. You don't need me to. TR, you don't need to sell me the A plus cases anymore. Are you serious? I was trying to figure out who the hell wanted those A plus cases. I literally just got them all together, and I was trying to figure out who it was so I could list them on eBay. Fuck, that sucks. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those damn things. Shit. Okay, Vac Attack. Honestly, the Phantom shirt is really nice. I'd like to have one of those, or perhaps a Bissell shirt. Bissell shirt's not gonna happen. Bissell owns the trademark. That is not up in the air. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I was only doing Phantom because the company doesn't exist and the trademarks are dead. Donovan, I'm going to do the same. Yeah. Let's revive Phantom since the trademark is open for a buyer. Oh, oh my god. How fucking funny would it be if I bought the trademark after all this shit? Holy shit. That would be so fucking funny. Oh, I love that idea. That would be amazing. How do I even go about doing that? Because even if it was $1,000, I would totally do that just for shits and giggles. Would you guys, if I set up like a GoFundMe, if I set up like a Kickstarter for me to buy the domain, would you guys donate to it? That'd be so fucking funny. Oh my god, that would be amazing. Oh my god, I really want to do that. I want to figure out how to do that. That would be amazing. Oh, that's awesome. So many people want the Phantom shirts now. That's awesome. 20 subs and he already has an ego trip. I know, it's crazy. I've got 18,000, almost 19, and I don't have an ego trip because guess what? I mean, it is what it is. I was hoping to get to 20 before Bar was, and he blew right past me, and I'm still at 18 and change. So, good on him, though. I love him to death. He deserves it more than I do. So, that was like the closest I came to getting a big head was, oh, can I beat Parwaz at 20k? And it never happened. I never even told him about it. It was just like a funny little thing in my head that I was like, ooh, I gotta beat him, and it never happened. Not even close. So my subs are very slow and steady, but I'm okay with that. But 20k is the next milestone, so get us to 20k if we can. Can we get to 20k by my birthday? My birthday's late June. I'm going to the vacuum cleaner collectors conference in Chicago in June. My birthday's literally right in the middle of it. So I'm going to try my best to get there now that I got my car fixed. So if we can hit 20K by then, I'll be a happy camper. I'll be over the moon. So I think that's a very reasonable goal to hit, I'd like to think. Because we're already at almost 19,000. So we got 1,000 in like a month and a half. Is that doable? I'd like to think it is. Let's see. Caddy 1983. Is the Phantom Technologies YouTube guide the one who got the music put on Apple Music / iTunes? I think he did. Oh shit, I forgot. I was gonna download that. I forgot I was gonna download that, and I totally forgot to. Because again, if he owned the rights to that, why wouldn't he just send me the... Again, I don't understand why he wouldn't just send me the name of his company. Because to me, if he does own the patents, or not the patent, if he does own the trademark, and he does own the rights to it, then why even go through all this rigmarole? Just tell me. And like, he could have just said that in the first place. Because if he especially owns the patent, that's even more stupid. But it's like, God, what a weird situation. Okay. Donovan, if he sent you the information proving that he owned the company, that would have been so much easier for him, but no, because he doesn't own it. Yeah, because I can only assume he doesn't own it, because he has yet to prove it. And I gave him every opportunity, he just wanted to be rude and disrespectful instead. I gave him a half hour to respond and send me that information. You would think if you own this, you would have that stuff on hand in another Chrome tab, or in a spreadsheet somewhere. You could just grab it, just send it off. Or even just the name of the company. You don't remember the name of your own fucking company? You own a company, you don't remember the goddamn name of it? Again, now I'm gonna finish up the chats, and then we're gonna go back to that. Back Attack. I saw Power Force Bagels Turbo, but it was black, orange, and gray. Ooh, I would love that one. But yeah, you should definitely try to get it, because that's a cool color. Yes, but I believe this is the same guy who posted the Phantom music on Apple Music and iTunes. Although not on YouTube for some reason. Not sure why. Donovan. Oh yeah, Bray scammed me too. I think everyone has an experience like that with Bray. Yeah, so that's the thing. If I was the only one, whatever. But like, I don't believe in like shit talking someone just for the sake of it because I had a bad experience. It's to raise awareness. Like, the fact that he's done it to other people clearly proves that this is not just a one-time thing. It wasn't anything against me specifically. It was just, that's just the way he is. TR, he ripped me off on a SmartVac radio. Oh, so that's 3 people now. Okay, great. So, yeah, so don't buy from BrazeVax. Everyone's got a bad review of him, so... Like, how do you even do that? How do you fuck up so bad that every person had bad... How do you not just accidentally send a machine that's perfect, even once? Like, just what are the odds of that? Buy the trademark, I will donate. Yeah, good luck on 20K. My 3-year-old son loves your channel. Hey, thanks, I appreciate it. I'm happy he does. Apologies for the profanity in this video. In this stream. Normally, there's not any in the normal videos. Donovan, oh yeah, off topic, were you able to list that Silver Thunder tonight so I can buy it? If not, no rush to be listed, I'll buy it tonight. I will list them both so you can buy them both. Those will be up tonight, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Rick Hoover, I fucking doubt he owns the right to the Phantom music too. Oh, he definitely doesn't. He does not remember the company because he doesn't have one. Exactly. WB Guide. Bissell, Dyson, Eureka, Hoover, Shark are all owned and have their trademarks, but Phantom is open for a trademark buyer. I think it belongs to this guy on the live stream. What guy on the live stream? So it doesn't own it. Actually, nobody owns it. So if I look up Phantom on the patent and trademark site. So yeah. Yep. Here we go. So if you look at this. So look at these two. Because if you look at the goods and services, cassette players, Citrus, golf clubs, obviously none of those are relevant. But this one, there's 2 right here. This is probably the most relevant one, but this is probably a newer one. Both of these, owner, Europro Operating LLC and Europro Operating LLC. So the most recent owners of the Phantom name and the Phantom trademarks are Europro. So if anyone's going to go after me, it would be Europro. Europro's not a thing anymore, But if Europro was, or if Shark Ninja absorbed that patent when they rebranded and everything, which they possibly did, then that would be them. Except here's the thing. Dead. Status. Dead. Abandoned. Status. Dead. Cancelled. That's even more cut and dry. And that's the one that looks to be more irrelevant because that's the Phantom logo that we recognize from the Europro era of Sharks. Or of Phantoms. So, canceled. So I don't know if there's any more info. But yeah, just canceled 007. Vacuum cleaner parts and accessories, therefore instruction manuals, order forms, spare parts, vacuum cleaners, someone's with vacuum cleaners, blah, 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 blah. So that seems more parts. Is this... Yeah. Date abandoned. So we can see... so we can see this right here. So this is Phantom. This is one of these. Dead, application withdrawn, abandoned. The owner of this trademark application withdrew the application and the application is no longer active. Status abandoned because the applicant filed an express abandonment to view all documents. Click the trademark. Status date February 16, 2005. Date abandoned November 16, 2004. And that's this one. Let's click on the other one. So this one. Okay, so this one's much more recent, which makes sense because this Phantom one was still active until 2009. Publication date July 28, 1998. So that's actually from Iona. So this is the actual Iona-related patent. Or not patent, I keep saying patent, trademark. And again, date canceled May 23rd, 2005. Filing date July 11th, 1997. Registration date October 20th, 1998. Mark type, trademark, principal register. So. Now, to be fair, this is a different logo. The older Phantom logo still doesn't even show up on the patent and trademark website. It's only those two logos because the trademark is tied to the logo. The name is... Oh, wait, no, here we go. I just scrolled down a bit more. Look what I found. Look what I found. Looky, looky. Looky, looky. Look what I just found. Same exact story. That's this. Because, of course, the colors are all part of the same trademark. Yep. Did not file a declaration to view all documents, blah, blah. Status date canceled May 23rd, 2009. Nobody owns this logo. Nobody. Nobody. Shark does not own this logo. Europro does not own this logo. Nobody owns this logo. That is that confirmed. And here's the thing. If he was telling the truth and he owned the rights to the Phantom name, which from what I understand he doesn't, there would also be a logo tied to that. And none of these logos are tied to that. He does not own this logo, period, the end. That is a fact. That we just verified that. As of 2009, nobody owns this logo. From what I understand, and any lawyers are free to help me out with this, I can do this. Because again, if Shark comes to me, and even despite this, if Shark comes to me and they're like, no, you can't do that, I'll be like, all right, that's fine. I won't. Because, like, I don't want to rustle any feathers or anything. But no, Yuri, you're full of shit. We just saw that you're full of shit. Every single piece of evidence against your claim seems to point in the other direction, and you have failed to provide evidence for your claim. Nothing leads to the idea that you own this. And let me circle back. Let's see. Oh yeah, last few comments. Howdy Chance, still fuck Shark, Phantom is an open buyer, chance if you buy it, we will all help and support you. That'd be awesome. Put the GoFundMe in your description of your videos and you're all about me on your channel, we will help you. Probably gonna head off, see ya. That's the thing, I don't wanna do anything unless I know for sure I can buy the damn thing and how much it is, obviously. That'd be an awful thing to do. I hate people that set up GoFundMes and then just take the money and run and don't use it for what it's supposed to be doing. I mean, that's technically fraud. That is fraud. So I'm not going to do that until I know for sure what I can do. So here's what I finally sent at 5:11 p.m. This previous interaction was at 4:01. So that's an hour. But all the technically it was 30 minutes from the last message. And I said this because this is true. Back attack. Do you still have the Shark Navigator ADV? The white one? No, I returned that. It was a piece of shit, so I returned it. 5:11 p.m. I don't appreciate toxic people who lie to get ahead. I'll show you that real quick. So you can kind of see that. God, oh, focus. Why won't you focus on it? As the Is this too Is it too bright? Is that the problem? Kinda. There we go. Feel free to pause it, even though it's really hard to read. I said, I don't appreciate toxic people who lie to get ahead. I thought we were friends, but it's clear you've shown your true colors. You don't own the Phantom name. You don't own the style of videos that I've done since 2018. You're a liar, and you try to maliciously strong arm me into backing down so you can profit off an idea that you don't own. All of this chat is archived, and you've revealed yourself to be a dishonest crank. I regret needing to cut contact with someone that I thought was a friend. But if this is the behavior I expect of you, I want zero part of it. And the final thing I sent him was a screenshot of the trademarks. Now, granted, I didn't actually see this one, which this one actually would have proved my case even further. But yeah, I sent him the screenshot showing that they're both dead and canceled patents or trademarks. I keep saying patents, trademarks. So yeah. W&V guy. If he were to pop up on this chat, I wonder what he would say. Would he have the balls to talk to any of us? Again, I only blocked him on Messenger because I don't frankly deserve the shit that he was slinging at me. But if at any point he wants to pop in, I don't know what other platforms I have him on. If he wants to send me an email, if he wants to pop in this chat, if he wants to make a post about me on his channel, giving his side of the story, he is more than welcome to. I do not believe in silencing people. I do not believe in not letting people give their side of the story. I showed the entire conversation, so there's nothing that he can point to about me being dishonest. I showed the entire conversation and aired it all out there for everyone to see. So, although in bits and pieces, but I did show the entire thing in one way or another. So he can't say in any honest way that I, not misidentified. He can't say that I misrepresented his points, because I didn't. I showed you the exact messages that he sent verbatim, word for word, and quoted them word for word. That's all there is to it. So, what I said in the last message, unfortunately, I stand by. I don't want to have to stand by it, but unfortunately, I do. He's a dishonest crank, and he tried to bully and strong arm me into not selling a fucking t-shirt because he feels like he's entitled to the rights to it, even though he does not own any legal way of doing so. So yeah. Feel free to drop some comments. I'm going to munch on the spaghetti for about a minute, and I'll be back. All right, we're back. But yeah, his oh goodness, his words are limited. The evidence is shown, and there's no claim with no evidence. Yep. Donovan, also, I'm really excited to get that Kilmore Destiny 2. Can't believe my other offer got accepted since it was $300 less than the asking price. It needs some work, but I'm willing to put that into it. Hey, that's awesome. I'm glad you got that. Because honestly, there was part of me that wanted one for the longest of time, but I really only wanted it to do a video on it. Because I actually prefer the look of the Fury version, of the Phantom version. So if you're going to do a good, like, nice quality video on it, or even several, which I would definitely encourage, assuming you have a better camera now, which I think you do, then I'm more than happy to have you have it because, frankly, if we're being honest, I have way too many Furies. So I'm actually more than happy that you got it. That I would have rather you gotten it than Bray or Corbin or any of those idiots, or even this guy. So that's good. So the only thing that I ask is when you restore it, do a shit ton of videos on it because there are no videos on it, and hopefully those videos aren't blurry. Wipe off your camera before you do a video. It's tropical shit. It's pretty good. But yeah. Rick Hoover. People in this community just can't be fucking adults and normal anymore. I don't understand it. Yeah. W&V guy. Honestly, if we didn't have internet that is so advanced, this wouldn't be a problem. Just my opinion on it. Yeah, but it's not. The internet's not the problem because people can also be nice over the internet. The problem is just people are assholes. W&V guy, and that goes for many other things as well. I get what you're saying, and I get it. I agree with that to a point, but I don't think it's that simple. Donovan, I'll be sure to do several videos on it whenever I get back to doing YouTube. I plan on doing a video of how it is now, restoring it, and several videos afterwards. I am patiently awaiting those videos. That would be awesome. But yeah. Alright. Yeah, should be good. Alright, now that we got that squared away, other than that, haven't been too much. There is a Hoover I got that it's still sitting in the back of my car that I still need to pull out and do a vacuum saved with. Because for the vacuum saved, I gotta do that, the Hoover, the DC-15. What other machines am I forgetting? I haven't done a vacuum saved in a while, so I definitely have enough to do another one. I'm just trying to remember what other vacuums I got recently that I haven't featured yet in a vacuum save. What Hoover is it? It's not an interesting one. It's a modern TTI one. It's just a, yeah. It's even in the wrong box. It's a white TTI like wind tunnel, um, like the same body style as the blue Elite Rewind Plus from Walmart. But the box has a white one, but the one inside is the orange one from Home Depot with the clutch. So it's just this. It's just this. Just a basic modern bullshit Hoover. There's nothing special about it at all. It is not interesting in the slightest. It's only interesting in the sense of, oh hey, I have a good vacuum that I can give away to somebody who wants a vacuum, and so they don't give TTI money, or Shark money. So that's the only purpose of it, really. And because someone brought it into my work, and I'm like, we don't buy vacuum cleaners here, and he's like, well, I just want a couple bucks for it, and I was like, okay. And he had a bunch of other stuff too, so I just gave him a certain number for everything. I didn't really give him anything for the vacuum, and I just took it home because I was like, we don't need another vacuum here, because literally the one that's at work is already a TTI Hoover. It's literally the XL Pet, the one that was like on clearance for like $40 for like the last 3 years. So there's no point in having a clutched version at work because it's all carpet. So I just took it home. I was like, yeah, this is stupid. And it came with the wind tunnel brush for some reason, like a brush for an old wind tunnel. on it. And I was like, well, that's cool. I'll take that. It's like, that makes it worth grabbing at least. So yeah, it's not interesting at all, unfortunately. Dipshit tried to say, oh, it's brand new in the box. I'm like, it's not. I'm like, what I wanted to say is, how fucking stupid are you? Because it's not even the right color. Literally, the box shows a white one, and this one's gray and orange. Like, how fucking stupid. That's what I wanted to say. Like, how fucking stupid are you? How fucking stupid do you think I am? It's brand new. It doesn't even have the packaging or anything. It's full of dirt. Like, it's nasty. It's not nasty, nasty, but it's very used. Like, has dirt in the bin. Like, it's actually, like, almost full. It's not like a tiny little speck of dust from being ran for 2 seconds. It's very much not new. I need to do some videos just telling like crazy stories from work. I really need to. I just keep forgetting to. DC07 or DC14? DC14 any day of the week. Except Thursdays. Donovan, I got so many Phantoms new videos on, I got over double what I used to have. So once I start doing videos again, there will be a shit ton of Phantom content. Amen, brother. We need more Phantom content. I'm tired of doing all the heavy lifting. Ah. Nobody watches my Phantom videos anyways. W&B guy, I thought of buying from Brazevax, and I'm glad I made the decision not to. Yep. And, yeah, and I will post more. I was going to do it tonight, but I ended up going grocery shopping instead, so I didn't have time. But by the next time I stream, I'll have a lot more Vax posted on my eBay, especially now that I got my car back today, so I can actually ship them. And I'm off work I'm still on vacation for a little bit long, for another 2 weeks. So I've got time. Although next week I'll be in Wyoming, but I'll be in Wyoming and Colorado again, so that'll be fun. Oh, I need to get a hold of Alex and ask him if he's gonna be there. Hopefully I don't miss him this time. So you might see a collaboration with Performance Reviews in a few weeks. Might, but I literally haven't talked to him about it yet, so who knows? He probably won't want to. But in theory, you might see that at some point, so look out for that. I'm actually gonna message him real quick so I don't forget. I think I've got him on Discord, I think. Can't find his stupid thing. Oh, I can't even find it. Corbin's blocked. That's funny. Where is it? I'll have to find it later. I don't know. I would buy a Phantom. They're just very hard to find for me. What did your car need? I remember you needed quite some work. I finally replaced the hood latch and the link cable, so now my hood actually shuts correctly, and it's not held in with a bungee, so I can actually leave town without it bobbing up and down and worrying about it flying up and smashing my windshield. So that's good. There's a bunch of other little things I gotta fix on my car, but that was the biggest thing. Like, I was not gonna leave town with it in that condition, especially going all the way up to Chicago, which I really don't want to drive to Chicago, but it's like, that's where the event is, and I don't want to miss it. So I'll probably just try to force myself to make it work, even though I've never driven there before. And I hate driving in big cities so much. But I don't want to drag anyone else with me because, like, no one else cares about vacuums. I really wish my friend Greg was still here because I could just kidnap him and take him with me and be like, hey, you want to go to this shit? But he moved. which makes me so fucking sad. I had one vacuum friend that was local, and he moves away. And I'm like, oh, that makes me so sad. That breaks my heart so much. Hey, Kellen. But yeah. Stone laid is a wondrous and beautiful thing, firm in the crowd, while the north wind is taking its toll. You have helped me to find my way back and to anchor my soul, safe in the sound. Sifting my soul, 'cause I think I'm starting to learn to love you that way. Oh, you love me. Oh, and I know you. And I know that we can say that's true. It's true that you could snap my neck. I trust you'll save my life instead, 'cause our love's loyalty's one to keep hold to our hope, and I know we can weather the storm. Whatever they say, come what may. Oh, you know me. Oh, and I know you. And I know that we can say that's true. That was awful. My singing voice is shot right now. I don't know why. Channel recommendation is you create a playlist called Music Playlist or something. I actually have a music channel. It's called Blacklight. BLAQLIET. I don't post very often on there. I've only posted like one or two crappy videos. But it does exist, and one of these days I'm going to post more on it. This song was dedicated to Yuri Hetfield. Open for blessing, you only make them bleed. You don't care, you don't care. Bruises are but shadows of the blackness that you breathe, but you don't care, you don't care. The light that's left inside their eyes, stuck in day by day. You don't care, you don't care. The presence pulls the color from the world till all is gray. You don't care, you don't. You less than ever, man. Yellow belly and crimson hands. You one day rape your reckoning, baby, then you'll understand. Cheers, mate. Hands are made to comfort, but they only conjure fear. You don't care, you don't care. She's in the closet praying, Lord, please get me out of here. You don't care. You don't, 'cause you're less than ever, man. Yellow belly and crimson hands. You one day rape your reckoning, maybe then you'll understand. You're less than ever, man. Yellow belly and crimson hands. You one day rape your reckoning, maybe then you'll understand. What mercy have they known from you, from you? To ask that it be shown to you, to you. What mercy have they known from you, from you? To ask that it be shown to you, to you. I did not play either of those songs correctly, for the record. The first was Anthology, the second was Yellow Belly, both by Thrice, both off the record Major Minor from 2011. I don't know how to play either of those. I just bullshitted all of those. It was all, and it all sounded like trash, but that's okay. I cannot sing and play guitar at the same time. So on Anthology, the guitar sounded okay, but my singing was trash. And then on Yellow Belly, the singing was better, but the guitar was trash. So take your pick. And you play 21 Guns or leave out all the rest? I cannot. I don't know how to play those. 121 guns. Throw up your arms into the sky. 121 guns. Lay down your arms into the night. You and I don't know how to play that one. When my time comes, forget the wrong that I've done. Help me leave behind some... Fuck, I fucked up lyrics too. Help me leave behind some reason to be missed. Don't resent me, and when you're feeling empty, keep me in your memory. Leave out all the rest. Leave out all the rest. Forgiving all the hurt inside you've learned to hide so well. Pretending someone else can come and save me from myself. I can't be who you are. I can't be who you are. Donovan, I still get to see them live in September. I was supposed to see them on the One More Light tour in 2017 with my dad, but Chester died before that could happen and the shows were canceled. Yeah, that'll do it. Did you get a refund on those tickets at least? I wonder if those if the physical tickets would be worth something now. Kind of like, I know there's some tickets, like, from Nirvana from, like, late 1994, from shows that were already booked out, where, like, the tickets were already printed, so I wonder if, like, it'd be like that. Yes, they're funding me all the shows. Well, that's good. That's good, at least. But, yeah. Yeah. Donovan, still wish I could see them live with Chester, but at least I get to see Linkin Park live even without the same members. Yeah, because I think it's obviously Emily, and then I'm trying to think, did they get a new drummer? Or is that Offspring? I know Offspring got a new drummer. Did Linkin Park get a new drummer? I can't remember. I know Joe and Mike are still there. Colin on drums. Emily's not the same as Chester. Well, no shit. No one's the same as Chester. What videos do y'all want to see next? Because I don't know how much longer I'm going to stream. It might just be a couple more minutes. Power Path. Yeah, that's probably gonna be the next one. Is the Power Path because it is 10 more weeks still. So it'll be the Power Path and the Elite, and then the Vacuum Saved. Donovan at the live shows. Mike, Joe, and Phoenix are there. Then there's Emily Collin on drums and another guy on guitar. I forgot his name. Brad is still in the band but doesn't want to tour anymore. Okay. So Brad's still there for the studio but not for touring. Interesting. It'd be cool to see Abyssal lift off the 2000s in a video someday. That will happen sometime. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I haven't used it yet. Donovan, I know so many people really hate Emily, but I think she's really good. She's not trying to be Chester. She's doing her own thing. Chester himself said he wants his music on even if he isn't there. I agree wholeheartedly. Some people are giving Emily shit for like the Scientology shit, and honestly, I can't comment on that. I'm not an expert on the Scientology cult and all that shit, but ignoring her personal issues, you know, whether or not, and I don't mean like implying there are, just are, you know, ignoring that whole conversation entirely and just looking at her as a person based on what I've seen in interviews and what I've seen on, you know, in not on stage in person, but like on stage and recorded shows and, you know, from the record and everything. I think she's great. I think she exceeded my expectations. And she actually, you know, she actually kind of also opened my eyes to her old music. Weatherman is a fantastic song. And I recommend, if you haven't listened to Weatherman by Dead Sarah, go listen to it because Weatherman, there's an acoustic, I think it's a Guitar Center um, performance, like acoustic performance of Weatherman, and it's so fucking good. Like God, she's got some fucking pipes on her, and yeah, let's see, Dead Sarah, Weatherman live. It was Guitar Center, yeah, Dead Sarah Weatherman at Guitar Center from 12 years ago. Yeah, that's it's a badass song. I haven't actually dug into their other catalog, but just that one song, fantastic. So it makes sense why they saw that and probably picked her and was like, yeah. I don't think I don't think Emily is bad either. I just like Chester more. That's just my opinion. Emily's still good. Donovan Curtis. She's not in Scientology. She's openly gay, which is forbidden in Scientology. That alone confirms she at least isn't an active member. She just can't publicly say she left, or they will go after her. They will go after her if she said she left? Why? I'm not familiar with Scientology. What's the weird... Is it because isn't it like an actual cult? So like what, they'll like dox her or some shit? Because, yeah, that makes sense. Which, to be fair, I mean, I'm agnostic, but, like, I'm not like, I left Christianity. Like, no. Like, I think that's stupid, anyways. So, I mean, it makes sense. Because to me, left implies that, like, yeah. Donovan, they will stop her family from contacting or communicating with her, and they will stalk her? Oh, did she have family members who were Scientologists? Is that the problem? What the hell is this? What the hell even is this shit? Doesn't sound like a good cult. I mean, then again, is there such a thing as a good cult? Is it a cult? I don't. It sounds like a cult. I don't know. Yes, her mother's very active in the church. Okay, now I understand. So that makes sense. She's she's Lebanese too. That's awesome. I've always said the world needs more lesbians. Hear me now, quote me later. The world needs more lesbians. So I approve. But yeah, I've had no problems with Emily. I really like her. And damn, this weatherman performance is so damn good. The Guitar Center one, it's just so
So this
good.
song is was the first song that we actually wrote as this unit, this group. What it comes down to is basically predicting your own future, you know, by what it is you do today having an effect on tomorrow.
Yeah, it's great. So go listen to the Guitar Center performance of Weatherman. There's obviously a record version as well, but the Guitar Center version is really good. I love the Guitar Center performances. I'm obsessed with the Thrice Guitar Center performances, as you'd expect, because of course the that record I'm obsessed with. Because obviously I gotta shout out those as well, especially Promises, Anthology, and Yellow Belly, but especially Promises and Anthology. Anthology makes me cry. Promises sounds amazing. Yellow Belly's good too. And then obviously, yeah, no, listen to Dead Sarah's Weatherman as well. Vac Attack, I had to clean out the brush roll on our DC-14 today, and oh my god, it was a pain in the ass because there was so much hair wrapped around it, you couldn't even see the bristles. It took me nearly an hour to completely clean out, yeah. Ideally, which if it's a family member's and you can't get to it, but if it's your own, then I would just pull the hair out after every time I use it, or at least every time I empty the bin. To me, that's the thing about a bagless vacuum or a bag vacuum. Just when you empty whatever the containment apparatus is, just use that time to check the brush roll on the belt. You're already fucking with the thing anyway, so you might as well just take the extra 2 minutes to check it before you put it back in the closet. And then, because I do that with all my machines that I'm daily driving, and then they just never get bad enough to need a real service. Well, I mean, eventually they need a belt, but yeah. Another record I listen to a lot is Mike Shinoda's solo album. Oh, Post Traumatic. Post Traumatic. Oh, sorry, I just clapped. Post Traumatic is so good. I think I just bought it the other day, didn't I? I swore I did. I thought I bought it not too long ago. I thought I did. I did. Yeah. So I did buy it. So definitely pick that up if you haven't already. It's really good. So many awesome, so many awesome, awesome bits of music. I need to get a new CD player because my CD player just died. But I need just a player. I don't need the speakers. I need to find one that's just the player so I can just hook it into the same sound system that my record player's hooked up to. And I can just have them both, yeah. Over again, and Promises I Can't Keep are such awesome songs. Promises I Can't Keep, I haven't listened to that record in so long, and Promises I Can't Keep got stuck in my head a little bit earlier. Probably because I've been listening to Promises by Thrice a whole lot, and I guess the similarity of the titles just kind of like brought it back into my head a little bit. But yeah, so many amazing things. Donovan, were you the one that I talked to where I showed you those two Thrice records and you said you really liked them, or is that somebody else? I thought it was you. I'm pretty sure it was because I've got those on vinyl and on CD. I don't know if you ever bought those CDs, but yeah, because I've got every Thrice record on CD. Not every one. The third one and up. I've got. And I've got an extra copy of Beggars. Because I still got a sealed copy of Beggars and a loose copy of Beggars. But I need to get the vinyl for Beggars. Because I've got Alchemy, Air and Earth, Major Minor. This is all out of order. Let me actually do these in order then. So in order, we've got Artist in the Ambulance, Visu, Alchemy 1 and 2, Alchemy 3 and 4, Beggars, Major Minor, my favorite, To Be Everywhere's To Be Nowhere, also my favorite, Palms, and Horizons East. I never listened to Thrice before, but would you mind sending me some links to good albums or singles by them? Are you in the Discord, or do I have contact with you anywhere else outside of this chat? Because if so, I will definitely send you some stuff. Because this is all great stuff. I'm going to put these back on the shelf so they're not in the way. But it's left inside their eyes. It's darkening day by day. Why are these not going in? Shit. I don't know why those CDs were struggling to go in there. Probably just staring at you're staring at my ass, aren't you? Okay. Let's see. I have you added in Discord under my Brad name. Message me on there and just let me know that you're you, and then I'll add you to the server. And then I can, or I can just text you it there. Either way, whatever works the best. I need to rip these to my computer still. All right. Yeah. Oh, forgot I gotta put this on the charger. It's at 36%. I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like the last couple weeks it's just been time, because I just remembered this. It's like been times where everyone's just been a dick to me, and I don't understand why. Because I just remembered where someone bought a brand new unboxed Phantom out from underneath me, and then after they figured that out, that they bought it out from underneath me, they then sent me pictures of the new Phantom bragging about it. Like, why are people such douchebags? And that was Andrew Sullivan, so I just don't understand why people are douchebags. I don't get it. Like, just don't be a dick. I don't understand how hard that is. I don't get it. Sometimes I wonder, like, am I just a shitty person and I just don't understand it? Like, did I piss any of these people off, or did I do something to, like, earn it? I don't know. I just don't know. And I'm over it, but it's just like, why? Why? Like, why does this shit keep happening? It's so annoying. Oh well. I kind of understand, because there's some people that are like, oh, I don't want to collect vacuums because I don't want to deal with the drama. And I'm like, what drama? Just do whatever. Like, who gives a shit? And I've got that mindset too, but sometimes it gets exhausting, because I'm like, this is my safe space. I don't want to have to keep having to defend, like, stupid shit like this. And, you know, it's because it's just like, it's not worth doing. It's just not. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my energy. It's not worth my oxygen. It's just, come on. Just don't be a douche. Don't be a douche. It's that simple. And especially, that's the thing. If you're a douche to me for no reason, it's one thing if you make amends. Because one of my best friends in the entire world, in this community, there was one point where he got really mad, lashed out at me, got upset, and I was like, hey man, what's up? Let's talk this, let's hop on a call, let's talk this over. And we talked it over. And we smoothed everything over. We figured out where the miscommunication was. We figured out, you know, what the actual underlying problems were, that it had nothing to do with either of us. We were just upset and took it out on each other, and that was it. We're on better terms now. We actually ended up finalizing that trade that we were working on at the time, and it worked out great. And I'm still best friends with that person. I actually need to talk to him. It's been a while. But yeah, it's just been like, that's a great example of how you can take a situation, even if you go after somebody and you're malicious about it, or it comes off as malicious at a minimum. You can still walk it back, you can still apologize, you can still make amends. I don't hold grudges. If you apologize and you make it right, water under the bridge. And I've said this so many times, my memory is so bad, a lot of times I'll just straight up forget that you were ever a dick in the first place. You can just be an asshole to me like once or twice. If you do it enough, I'll remember, but if you do it like once or twice just out of nowhere, and then you apologize, and then, we just keep talking normally, and it doesn't escalate again, I'll legit forget about it. I'm literally one of the easiest people to like make amends with, because even though I don't let people walk over me and I don't let people be a douche to me, I'm also not going to hold a grudge. If you're a douche to me and I call you out and you acknowledge it and you make amends and you don't do it again and it's not a repeat problem, I will forgive you and I won't have a problem. I don't believe in holding grudges. It's not necessary. Because if there still is a grudge, then obviously that person's not worth your time anyways. So at that point, I'm not holding a grudge. I'm just cutting them off. Like I did with Yuri. Like, I sent him that whole thing because I took a step back for a half hour, gave him plenty of time to respond. He didn't. I was pretty much confirmed in my suspicions that it was bullshit. I sent him the picture of the trademarks proving that he was bullshit, that he was full of shit. And then I blocked him. Because I'm like, I'm not going to wait for him to make some stupid half-ass response and start calling me names and start being stupid. I'm just going to send my piece, cut him off. That's all there is to it. I am at peace. You are not going to disturb my peace. Period. The end. And I will call you out, because if you're a dumbass, I'm going to call you out for being a dumbass. Because I don't deserve that shit, and none of my other viewers and none of my other friends deserve to deal with your shit. Because if you can do it to me, you can do it to anybody else. Whether or not you do, I don't know. Not my problem. Not my problem. That's not the right phrasing. But I have no way of knowing that. If you're going to, I have no way of assuming that, oh, you're a bitch to me, but you're going to be nice and cordial and professional to everybody else, especially if you're going to try to take their money. I have no evidence of that. So you're going to be called out on your bullshit, and I'll let everyone else make their own distinction about whether or not they want to associate with you in the slightest. Whether it's your channel, whether it's your t-shirt business that doesn't exist, whether it's your website that doesn't fucking work, your stupid trademark that you don't actually have, or your vacuums that you still haven't sold yet, even though you've been stringing everyone along for a year and a half about you're going to sell these Phantoms. So yeah. Chance it's midnight. It is midnight. This stream is going to close very soon. So leave your final thoughts and comments in the chat, and we'll wrap this up. So yeah. Do you guys think I'm going about this the right way? Because I don't really see any other healthy way of going about this. I feel like I did the right thing, and I feel like I've said my piece. And at the end of the day, peace is what's the most important. And let this be a lesson to you guys. Don't let people walk over you. Don't let people take you for granted and take your kindness for weakness. That's not the right... None of you guys deserve that in the same way that I don't deserve it. Because if I saw any of you guys being messaged by this guy, saying the exact same things, I would be pissed. I'd be jumping down his throat like, you better apologize to him right now. They don't deserve that shit. So I got to learn to actually do that for myself, and I think I made a lot of strides. In the last couple months, I've done a lot of work on myself, and I think that probably shows. I don't let myself get walked over anymore, because I just don't deserve that. I can still be a good person, I can still be a nice person, but still have boundaries. You are not abusive or toxic if you set boundaries for yourself. It's better for your mental health, and it's better for your well-being. And people need to respect that. You're indeed going about this the right way. You did the right thing. I think you handled this very well. I'm glad. I'm glad that you kept calm the entire time and just walked away. Always good to stand your ground. That dude who messaged you and you Walker needs what? You Walker needs to sit the f down and SDFU and needs to learn some respect. Donovan, have a good night. I'll at least buy that Silver Thunder as soon as you list the other one. Might have to wait a bit until I get a little extra money, but I'll buy the one for sure. I thought you were buying both of them. Are you not buying it since you got the Destiny? That's unfortunate. I was kind of... Yeah. Well, I guess that's what I get for having my car in the shop. Fuck. God, I fucking hate that. Oh. I guess that's what I get for not listing it immediately, I suppose. Donovan, I want both. I just need a little extra money for the second one. I want both, though. Okay, I suppose that's fine. Fuck. I was really banking on... I was really banking on both of those helping cover what I spent on my car. Shit. Okay. Well, I'll still list them both anyways, but either way, I'll list them both tonight, and I might list some other ones too. Because I just dropped I dropped $3,500 fucking dollars to get my electric turned on, and I dropped another $750 on my car's hood latch, and then every other bill on top of that. And since I've been on vacation, so I've been losing, there's a few thousand that I don't have because I've been on vacation, which I needed to do anyways. So, yeah. That sucks. I was kind of banking on selling both of those. At least one of them, that'll get me halfway there at least. And who knows, maybe I'll list the 15, maybe? Would someone buy the 15? I still don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and list the 15 or if I am gonna change the filters in it, because the filters are kind of needing changed, but I don't know. I feel like a dick if I sold it and didn't upgrade it in some way. I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm just trying desperately to like make some space and make some money so I can build my savings account back up, because I spent $3,500 to turn on my fucking Ameren because my ex didn't pay the fucking bill when he was supposed to. Never made a single payment. So in order to turn my electric back on, I gotta spend fucking I had to spend $3,500 fucking dollars just to get my damn lights, in my name and everything, and stayed on. But yeah, sorry, none of that's relevant. So I'm gonna list those two Phantoms tonight. There's a random piece of hair I just pulled out. Ow, shit. Okay, so there's I'm gonna list those two Phantoms tonight. I'm gonna list possibly the 15, possibly the World Vac. I don't know. I'm gonna list something. But yeah. So, and like I said, whenever you do buy those Phantoms, I'll get them out as soon as I can, because since I am still on vacation, as long as it's before Saturday when I'm leaving for Wyoming, which I think it's Tuesday. So if you order them within the next in the next fuck, I just lost track of what I was saying. I already forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so I'll get the Thunder whenever you grab the Thunder, I'll get it out shortly afterwards, assuming my printer and boxes and all that work. I should have a box for it. Should have adequate packaging. I'm going to try to package it really well since it is a Thunder and everything. I mean, they're usually pretty sturdy, but the bottom base could be a bit fragile. But all that should be okay. So we'll see. Anyways, I'll get those listed tonight. I'll still go ahead and list both of them because I don't know yet. Because to answer your question, how much do you want for the second one? Well, we already talked about price, but I just don't know yet what the shipping's going to be yet because I haven't set up the listings yet. So shipping could be a problem, but either way. Yeah. I just hope you do get both because part of the reason why I did the deal that I did is with you is because you said you were getting both of them. So it was kind of like a discount thing. But I'll probably. So what I'll do, Donovan, is I'm gonna list them a little bit higher than what we had talked about, but I'm gonna have offers turned on, so you can just send because I think I said 250. I think it was 250 for the silver and 200 for the other one, for the non-silver for the older Thunder. It was something like that. I can't remember. I think it was something like that. I have to go back to our messages and look, but it was something like that. So it's just shipping that'd be a thing. But I'm gonna list them a little bit higher so that way other people don't grab them. Because you can't put them on eBay and say don't buy this unless you're this person. That's against DOS. But I'll list them a bit high, and then you can send your offer, and I can double check that it's you and everything, and accept it. So I'll list them tonight. Because frankly, if I list them and someone is willing to pay full price, I mean it's hard to say no. But either way, so. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go, guys. It's been fun. I loved bitching about all this shit. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, either way, I hope you guys have a good one, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit of spicy drama. But yeah, let's check in on his channel and see what he's at now. 18 subscribers. All right, so he went from 22 down to 18. That's only 4, but I mean, yeah, it's only 4. I'm bad at math. But that's only 4, but hey, that's still, you know, more than that. Yeah, that's still a good percentage technically. But obviously, you don't have to unsubscribe if you don't want to, because maybe his videos are still good. But either way, that's that. Anyways, you guys have a great rest of your days, or nights in this case, or mornings, because it's technically tomorrow in Central Time. And I hope you all have a good one. Peace. Next video will be the Kenmore Power Path, more than likely.